p.m. Let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can I get a roll call, please, Madam Clerk?
Supervisor File.
Here.
Clerk Newbeck here. Treasurer Brown is absent. Trustee Hayward.
Here.
Trustee Morocco.
Here.
Trustee Nalamathu.
Here.
And Trustee Tedder.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Great. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Agenda approved. Board public announcements. Anyone in the audience who wants to come up and make a public announcement may come up to the mic here in the middle. You'll have 5 minutes. I'll let you know when you reach the 4-minute mark, just in case so you have time to wrap it up. Does anybody in the audience have any public comments? No? Okay. Anybody online? No? Okay. I'll close public comments for that area and bring it up to the board. Does the board have any announcements?
I just want to announce that October 17th at 6 p.m., the Preservation Clarkston's hosting their Murder at the Lodge event. It's to raise money for the construction scholarship program, and it is a murder mystery at the Brady Lodge, and the Clarkston players are going to be acting out the stuff. It's a sit-down dinner with an open bar all evening, and it's a good event. And tickets are on sale through Preservation Clarkston's website and Facebook page.
Anyone else? Trustee
I
Nalmathu?
just have a quick one. With schools getting back in session and different districts starting over the next few days, I just want people to be mindful again about the speed limits, what to do when a bus is there, and all those things. So it's just time to get your school zone awareness back intact.
Okay. Anyone else down there? No, I have one, and that is that St. Dan's Catholic Church, we will be having their Oktoberfest again, starting Saturday, October 3rd. I think it starts at 10 and goes to 6 or 7 o'clock at night. Okay, with that, I am going to close the public announcements. We're going to go to public comments now. These are things that are not on the agenda that you're allowed to come up and address the board with. Is there anyone in the audience? No? Okay. Anyone online? No? Okay, then I'm going to close public comments. Anybody on the board have any? No? Okay. On to the next thing, public hearing. We don't have any. Presentation. We had a presentation, but unfortunately Treasurer Brown was not feeling well, so we will be skipping that for this meeting here, and hopefully he'll reschedule for the next one or the one after that. Carryover postponed agenda items. We don't have any. Next we have consent agenda.
I'd like to make a motion to amend the consent agenda by pulling item number 3. Request to approve budget amendment number 20, Weed and Refuse Fund 216, and place it under K, items removed from consent agenda.
Do I second it? All those in favor?
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, for that, sorry. What? Yeah.
All
I have
those in-
1, 2, so.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, that one's approved. You have another one?
Yeah, just for the purpose of discussion, would like to pull item J2 and place it under item K for discussion. Approve check run payroll EFT ACH wire.
Okay.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried. Okay, then I need a motion to, go ahead.
Excuse me, you need to read off now the items 1, 4, and 5.
You don't have to approve the, okay. So for the consent agenda, we have request to approve the Board of Trustees special meeting minutes of August 8th and August 10th, 2026, and the regular closed session minutes of August 11th, 2026. Item 2 has been pulled. Item 3 has been pulled. Request to accept Brady Lodge rental with alcohol for Saturday, October 10th, 2026. And item 5, request to approve the application for special license to serve alcohol for the St. Daniel's Roman Catholic Church Oktoberfest, Saturday, October 3rd, 2006. Can I get a motion to approve the consent items?
I'll
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as amended.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, under K, items removed from the consent agenda, we have the one from J3. J3 I pulled after recommendation from our auditing firm in the original MAFE. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, section 5 below has in there that the provide sufficient funds to pay contractors until the township recovers its costs from property owners. A budget amendment is requested to loan $10,000 from the general fund to the weed and refuge fund. The auditor said that if we use the word loan in the description, then we would have to come up with a loan schedule. The challenge with this particular item here is that this particular motion here is to go, or MAFE is to advance fund the account that we would be using to pay contractors to go through and take care of noxious weeds that the property owners have not been maintaining. Ultimately, at the end of the day, we do turn around and bill the property owners. If they fail to pay, it goes on to the tax roll and we get the money back. So as we can all see, there's a lag between the time a contractor would cut the grass and the time the township would receive money. So we need to front load that money a little bit, and we were using $10,000. So everything else remains exactly the same. We're pulling the money from the general fund and putting it into this account, which we were required to have in the first place. It just hasn't been funded to this point. Any questions in the audience? No? Okay, any questions online? Not questions, comments? Nope, I'll bring it up to the board. Any comments or questions from the board? No?
I
Clerk
would
Newbeck.
just say that either we add to the motion to remove that word out of the description, just so
Okay.
going forward, it's not
And we'll do
for
that
historical purposes.
Yeah, for prosperity.
Yes. I
Think
think
it
we
was
could
like
just
words.
remove it and maybe change it to say move or something. Budget amendments requested, or just remove it to transfer. Yeah, we'll just remove it.
Do you want to make the motion then?
Okay.
Sure, I can do that. I can see it, hold on. I'll make a motion to approve the Weed and Refuge Fund and Budget Amendment number 20 as presented, and to strike the word loan from the description in the corresponding MAFE.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next on the agenda for items removed from consent agenda is item number 2 from the consent, which is to request to approve the August 18, 2026 check run, including the ACH for $1,406,8125. Ratify the August 14, 2026 payroll of $436,745.30, and the June 2026 EFT ACH wire activity for $843,746.85, and that was removed by the request of trustee Tedder.
Thank you, appreciate that. Just directing everyone to Department 301 Police. Just a quick question. I see there was an itemized expenditure, flock safety equipment rental for $12,000.
Excuse me, can I ask what page that is?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Please.
sorry. Yeah, 301.
Page
Oh,
3 of 9.
On the side for the whole
for the
Oh.
whole thing?
Yeah.
It's,
Something of it, page 89,
Yes.
it's on the far right, should be on your far right.
Which
Yeah.
one? What number?
Page 89?
No,
21, page
21?
21.
thank you. Okay,
Yeah,
Where
under-
we at?
Yeah, Department 301 Police, under, flock safety for equipment rental for $12,000. I know we've had some conversations about, bringing this in front of the board, Is this relative to the current contract? 'Cause I know our current contract was signed September of '24. So that's about a month from now. So I just was kind of surprised that there would be any loose ends for funding, but that's why I was just trying to get some clarity on what that 12,000 is for.
This, so my first response was to look at my budget analyst, and she gave me a, not sure. Actually, I don't know if I don't know if they bill in the rears or, you know, in advance. So at this point in time, I'm not 100% sure. The 12,000 is the rental cost for it on a quarterly basis.
I have a question then, I guess for clarity, so.
Okay.
So we've been paying that that's just our normal quarterly payment, but we're not sure where it fell in the contract, is what
Yes,
we're
correct.
saying. Are we pretty confident that it's not going beyond our contract with this payment?
I'm gonna say 50-50, which doesn't really tell you a whole lot. I just told you, I'm not 100% sure.
No, and I only ask that because, obviously
I
for
don't-
reasons that we don't want to front load it until we've had a conversation about it because it's so controversial with the residents. So I don't know how you want to.
We can pull it from the actual payment. And if you want, we can do is that if it is going forward, then we can pull it. If it is retro, because we're paying in the rears, then we'll let it go through.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Just make the motion.
Yeah, so I'll make a motion that we approve the flock safety equipment rental contingent on the fact that the $12,000 is for the arrears. If not, then it will be pulled from the disbursement and not paid until the board approves any payment going forward.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. That's it for the items removed from the consent. Under regular business, the next thing we have there is a request to appoint a board of committee members from the zoning board to the zoning board of appeals. This is for their alternates. This is being brought forth by trustee Hayward and myself. We recently, first quarter, we went through and we created the ability for alternates to be approved for the ZBA. This is actually the MAVE to go through and appoint the individuals that we went through, and hopefully tonight we will approve. For the first one, we have for that zoning board of appeal, the alternate for the zoning board of appeals, we have Alan Alger, and he is here. And Alan, for those that are not familiar, which I'd be surprised if there's many in this room,
Where is he?
was a part of the ZBA for a very long time. And so we are very fortunate that he is willing to step back in the role as an alternate.
He's not here. He's not present.
No, I'm sorry, you're right. Why did I think he was gonna be here? Did he tell me he was gonna be here? Oh, okay. All right, so with that, with the term, I have a motion to appoint Alan Alger as an alternate to the zoning board of appeals, the ZBA, with a term set to expire on December 31st, 2028.
Second.
Do you
All-
want to take,
Pardon me?
do you want to take public
Oh, yeah.
comment?
Board comments
Yes.
Sorry.
and everything else?
Well, okay, any public
Not
comments?
here.
No. Any online? Okay,
Board member comments?
yep, sure, those
Okay.
two.
I full-heartedly support Alan. He's been on the ZBA for a long time. He has consistently voted in a manner that has protected the township. And I wish that he had still remained on as a full-time person, but I'm glad to see that he's been selected as an alternate in case we need him. So that's all I wanted to say.
Okay.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I'll
Trustee
I'll
Todd.
just concur with that. Mr. Auger's got a great track record serving on the ZBA, and I'm glad that he's still interested in serving in this capacity.
Clerk Newbeck?
I have no apprehensions in the appointment, but as you and I had discussed, and the board has discussed on other levels, that the special rules, or whatever they were called, rules of procedures, were going to be adopted by the ZBA and then approved by the board prior to us approving the appointments. There was many discussions about what was going to be in those rules of procedures. I've seen that some things have been removed. The majority of the things, I think, the board had suggested had been removed. It was legal's opinion that we not do the appointments until those, so do you want to give us an update, I guess?
Sure. I spoke, this isn't exactly the MAP that I turned, this was the first one I turned in. I had turned in a supplemental one that had a couple of different motions on it, which is fine.
Calling for help. Press and hold the help button to cancel.
So anyway, I asked Megan after the last ZBA meeting if it was required, that do we need the bylaws approved before we do the appointments, and she said no. She wrote a letter of recommendation for that, or an opinion letter. Chuck, I did share it with Chuck.
Yeah.
That's why it's back today, so I'm not sure why I didn't get included with the information. And of course, she's not here, but I do have the letter. I did, like I said, I shared it with Chuck. She felt that it wasn't necessary to have the bylaws to have them appointed, because it's been taking so long. We did bring this, I think February we started this process, but, and in discussions also, and I don't know if Supervisor File had discussed with the other, another ZBA member regarding some of the things that they thought were in the bylaws should be actually in the ordinance instead of the bylaws, which were the, actually I've written down here, some of the continuing education component and things like that, because they felt like if it wasn't in the ordinance, how do you enforce it? Because it's a bylaw, it's not technically enforceable. So those were some of the things that were removed from the bylaws, and that was at the direction of the other ZBA members. So that's why we're here with this. So I was going by what Megan had told me. So,
Well,
and
that
we
was
have,
sort of opposite from what Township Legal told us.
well, he's here.
Yeah.
Dan, would you like to,
Well,
we certainly have the ordinance that allows the appointments.
right. And as I recall, I mean, the bylaws created a framework for how we select the alternates. I think that was my main concern several months ago.
Yep.
We can still get it done. To Trustee Hayward's point, an ordinance must be followed. Bylaws can be waived by any board sitting on the board at the time. So I guess we can, I would prefer to have the bylaws, to be honest with you.
I just know many, many months ago, we sat, and I think I started to make a motion, and I think somebody tried to second it, and we stopped, and we never took the vote on it, because we were halting for that process to be continued. And
Right.
I hope that Megan and the ZBA has paid attention to the concerns that the boards, collectively spoke about things that we thought were important to be put in there. And I know that's not what's on the agenda tonight. It's just, I feel like we're doing this a little backwards, and that's why I felt that I should say something, because I don't think I stood alone in why we didn't do this many, many months ago, and we would have had this behind us, but.
I mean, I'm not quite sure where we're at on the bylaws.
Well, they were presented to the ZBA a couple of times. They were altered, turned, changed. They don't want this. They prefer to see some of the things in the ordinance instead of the bylaws. So the bylaws just keep getting stripped back. So they weren't agreeing upon them. So I went to Megan, and that's what I asked her. I said, do we have to have these bylaws done before we do the appointments? She said, no, you can still appoint the people. They can still be, get their training in, do what they need to do. We've already had a situation to where somebody wasn't able to attend. So the goal is here is to move this forward, because now we're gonna wait another 3 weeks before we, I've got a ZBA meeting hopefully next month. And then, if they approve the bylaws, I don't know if they do, then they've gotta come here, which is another 2 weeks away from that. So now we're looking at October before we could potentially have somebody seated by these appointments. And that's why I think it's important to just have the appointments now. We can still have them sitting there waiting, getting their training done, and then once the bylaws are adopted, then they can be seated if needed.
I
So,
mean, that's an
unfortunate
appropriate
that-
motion, is to appoint tonight, conditioned upon the bylaws being approved, if they're that close to being approved.
yeah.
They do have to come back in front of this
Yeah.
board for approval after that.
And she did actually just recently send a new updated version of the bylaws, I think. I don't know if you got a copy of them or
Yeah.
not. I think you did, but, so.
Trustee now, Matthew.
So my biggest question in all of that is you have two, and how do you choose which of those two gets there when one leaves? That was my biggest thing that was never answered. And, I specifically asked Megan that night, so I'm hoping that's in there. I mean, are you gonna put these two names in the hat and just pick it? I mean, there's gotta be a process on which of the two is gonna get chosen.
That was in one of the suggested bylaws that she sent.
Yeah.
I don't, again, I have it on my
Okay.
phone. I'm not gonna look it up, but one of the,
No,
they
that's okay.
did,
I
they did
just wanna
find
make
it.
sure
Yeah,
that's
there is,
in
and there
there.
is a township that does the same thing. There is another
Okay.
township that rotates the same way.
In
So-
all reality, it's once that'll happen,
Yeah.
right? The very first time.
Right.
After that, you're just going through the rotation,
Right.
right?
Okay.
So,
And potentially, if somebody, and you may call on that alternate, and they might not be available.
Right.
So, you know, that's the
Mhm.
whole purpose of us having two as well, which will help out with that, so.
the other thing that concerns me about this and why I think it's important to move forward on this is that you have two people, we all know it's very challenging to find people to sit on these committees.
Yeah.
And as an alternate, that's a little bit less glamorous than being actually on the actual ZBA board committee. And I would like to make sure that these people know that they are locked in and they're good to go.
Yes.
I did talk to a couple of the ZBA board members, and they seem to be fine with the idea of moving forward with this. Trustee?
I support the spirit of what Clerk Newbeck is saying. Is there a way to set a hard date, an expectation for when these changes are finalized? I mean, understanding, or at
Yeah.
least a date where they get before the board?
Well, I would hope the next board meeting, because I'll push it, I mean, the next, again, if the ZBA meeting, which is the first Wednesday of next month, if, there should be enough business based on what was missed last month, so, it would be on the discussion at that point, and then so it would be at our next meeting. They should be on our next meeting. Megan has sent out a new updated, she has the paper that's already ready to be presented to the ZBA again. It just has to be approved by them, so.
Question.
Trustee
So
Rocco?
if it's the first Wednesday of the month, our meeting's
It's election day. No, it's not, sorry.
is our meeting the
Wrong month.
second? Are we gonna not have time for the MAF to be submitted after the findings of the Wednesday meeting, because our deadline's 2 PM on a Wednesday to make it to the next board meeting? Or is our
You know,
board meeting the Tuesday before the,
so today's the 25th. Their next meeting is going to be September 2nd. Our next meeting is going to be the 8th.
so we won't have, their meeting will be after the deadline to turn the MAF in, for them to verify that it's good.
Or if we can
the
have a
reason
late
I'm-
submittal. I mean,
Pardon?
Unless we'll allow for a late submittal to get this moving forward. I mean, I don't.
Okay.
A late submittal's for an emergency, you can always put it in
Okay.
with the tentative.
Yeah.
Because you said she's already drawn
Yes.
something up. So you
Yes,
can
that's
draw
true.
up a
I
MAF
could
as
put
a
everything in there.
placeholder.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay, I just wanna make
Yep.
sure, cause that's like really right
Yeah.
at the cutoff line.
Yep. Any other questions, comments?
One quick one to Dan, is it 2 readings or 1 on a bylaw? Is it just
Just
one? Okay, thank you.
Okay, well, then I am going to make a motion to appoint Alan Alger as alternate to the zoning board of appeals with a term set to expire December 31st, 2028, with the understanding that the bylaws by the ZBA will be approved prior to that individual sitting.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Alan's in. You want to read the next one? You
Yep.
want me to read it?
Move to appoint Emeralda Goichai as an alternate to the zoning board of appeals, ZBA, with a term set to expire December 31st, 2028.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me, did Dave have to add that
Well,
sentence?
I
Oh,
was just thinking you
okay.
probably should, yeah.
Okay, yes. How did you?
With the approval of the ZBA.
Yeah, not to be seated until the approval of the bylaws of the
There
ZBA.
you go.
Do you accept that amendment?
I do.
can I get a second on that?
Second.
Jim.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't hear. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
So I have an additional motion I'd like to read for this. So this is basically going to cover the continuing education or the education component of the ZBA. And one of the things of the discussions of the bylaws were about continuing education, and they didn't want to put it in the bylaws. They felt that it was important to put it in the ordinance like we talked about, because the bylaws can be waived, ordinance cannot be waived. So I'll read the motion, and if there's discussion or yes.
I don't know that this is really pertaining to the appointments of the alternates, though, is it? If that's part of the bylaws?
Yeah, well, I wanted to make a motion that they would get training before the end of the year, because I think it's important that they both at least go through this, there's an online course that they would take. So I can read the motion, and if you disagree with it, then that's fine. But I believe that it would be part of it.
Can we
But-
recall the votes and add that
Yeah, that's what.
to each of the A and B? So in addition to having the bylaws amended and approved, that they would be, they'd be agreeing to, as a subject to the terms of their
Passing.
affiliation, would be doing the training required of them.
Make a separate motion. I actually also have, I was going to point this out, I had a motion on the table for the first alternate, which was the supervisor and Mr. Hayward. Then there was a discussion, and then we had a second motion, so we should clean that up too. Just make one motion to approve Mr. Alan Auger conditioned upon the bylaws and training by the end of the year.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah, you want me to just, take a stab at this?
Right. Just a
Do we have to
motion.
recall something?
We should.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, who made the first motion? That would be you.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to recall motion A, which is the appointment of Alan Alger.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Recall.
And I'd like to make a motion to recall motion B, the appointment of Emeralda Goichai as an alternate to the ZBA.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now I'd like to make a motion to appoint Alan Alger as alternate to the Zoning Board of Appeals, the ZBA, with a term set to expire December 31st, 2028, based on the condition that the ZBA has their, what are we doing it? Bylaws completed,
Yeah.
and that Mr. Alger completes his education training by no later than 12/31 of '26.
Amend that motion, because you said approval of the bylaws before they are seated. That's what we had said earlier.
Did I not say it this time?
No.
Okay. Approval of the bylaws before they're seated, and they complete their education by 12/31/2026.
Support.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, move to appoint Emeralda Goichai as an alternate to the ZBA Zoning Board of Appeals with a term set to expire December 31st, 2028, not to be seated until the bylaws of the ZBA have been adopted by the board, and also to complete training by December 31st, 2026.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, next on the agenda is item number 2, which is request to approve the reorganization of the Building, Grounds, and Maintenance Department and approve a new job description for Facility, Grounds, and Maintenance Manager. This is being brought forward by myself. This is to go through and put somebody in a position to be able to monitor a little bit more closely the township's assets. This is not going to cause any adjustment to the budget. Included in the package as previously requested is the updated org chart, how that's going to be played out. We've also included the nearby townships of similar size, their range for the salary. Ours fits within that range there. And as far as it being in the employee handbook, I think that was the other thing that was requested. I went back through and I looked through previous job descriptions or job positions being added to the employee handbook, and those were actually done after the job position was put into place and approved by the board, because it cites a motion in there to be able to cite it to be added into, under section 100, which lists out all the different positions for non-union, non-exempt individuals. With that, I'll open it up to questions in the audience. Any questions online? No. With that, I'll close the public comments, bring it up to the board. Any board members with comments? Trustee Tedder?
Sure. Again, I support the position. I think it's needed, helps consolidate the affairs of maintenance of our buildings and grounds and important assets throughout the township. One of the things that I think came to light last meeting is the subject of like any non-union leadership position being a contract employee, so at-will employee. And I didn't know if that was spelled out in here, because that's my position moving this job and moving forward, that any leadership position should be categorized as such.
So I agree with you that all leadership positions should be contract. It will be a contracted position. It does not specify that in any job description that it's a contract based, but that is something that as we revamp, this position will be a contract base. Nancy's already aware of that, who is our labor attorney. Further, with the modification of the employee handbook, it'll be spelled out there than necessarily in, which is where it should be on the actual job description. Because I could vary from job to job, right? But the idea that they all be contract is a global, not a local issue. So we're gonna include it there as well.
Okay, so there's an assurance, an affirmation that this and future positions will be contract
Yes.
positions,
Yes.
and that'll be spelled out in where?
Ultimately, at
Not
the
in
end, it'll
job.
be in the employee handbook, once the board approves the employee handbook motion to add it
Yeah.
into it.
Is
Yes.
that something can be added in the, when you're putting the job out, for candidates, that you can include that?
Include what?
The language that this is a contract position.
We can say it's a contract position, but and if you're asking that, then yes, we can say it's a contract position. What would not be appropriate is putting in the terms of the contract, because that could be negotiated on each individual basis. But we can stipulate that it's a contract position, yes. Yeah. And maybe what we need to do in that, and going forward, is that under the job descriptions, we can have the HR put in there another field header that just says this is a contract, so it's always in there.
Or even maybe even just say at will.
Or
Yeah,
will,
that spells it out more clearly.
Yeah. Yes, still would like to know that they know that they're gonna be signing the contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Other, trustee Morocco?
I just want to make some comments, since we're creating a new position, that I've been tasked with the inspections of the assets of the community, and that I believe that this is a well overdue position to have somebody be looking at our assets. I think that we were replacing stuff that could have been restored or maintained previously, and that now to have somebody be responsible for all of our assets is, and not have it spread out over a bunch of different directors whose field and background isn't construction. I think this is a smart way to go, especially under Dave McKee and Matt, who's the deputy, who's very well versed in asset management and construction. And also I did mention, and I did talk to Dave about the funding of it and how that worked, that depending on what project he's working on, gets billed to different departments and budgets. So it's not just creating, a new position that's solely funded by the general fund, and that I think that the savings from it, the presentation, the way the township looks already, I think is going to be a big asset for the community, and I full-heartedly support that we have one person now that, with other management levels above him, that will be responsible to make sure that our stuff is maintained and very presentable and to the standards our residents deserve. That's all I got to say.
Any other comments? Trustee now, Matthew.
I just appreciate the due diligence in coming back. I mean, the board asked for certain things that were missing, and I appreciate that people went and found it and reworded or included things that, we thought should be there, and bringing it back, looking the way it should, and I just appreciate people's work on, doing that.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Clerk Newbeck.
Although the job description notes that it's exempt, under working conditions, it cites evening, weekends, holiday, on-call, and emergency work may be required. How will that be handled with being an exempt position? So no overtime, no,
And there's no overtime. It's a salary type position.
But
This is
there-
not a union position, so,
I know, but it's expectant. It says evenings, weekends, holidays, on-call, and emergency work may be required.
and, yeah. But that's true of anybody in a leadership position.
That's expected of me in my day job,
Yeah.
it's,
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah.
So.
okay.
Okay. No other questions, comments? All right, can I get, sorry, Trustee Hayward?
I just have a comment, and again, I wanted to just speak to Dave and his diligence in going out and actually found out a nice little opportunity to run a new job description through, and to have them do a one-off on this, I guess, to say, because we don't do them a lot, but to have one and to be able to go through the proper motions to get this set, which is, gives me a level of confidence that, this isn't something we're deciding on. It was something that was a direction before from the company that we had do our whole study before, so. And I know Dave did a lot of work, and this is probably his third time here doing this, so it's all good.
Any other questions, comments? No?
Make a motion.
Can I get a motion, please?
I'll move to approve the reorganization of the Building, Grounds, and Maintenance Department to include responsibility for the maintenance and operation of all township-owned buildings, parks, grounds, and recreation facilities, and approve the creation of the Facilities, Grounds, and Maintenance Manager position and associated job description.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I would like to make one additional motion on this, and that is, as we discussed, the job title needs to be added to the employee handbook. And in the past, that was a separate motion. So I just want to move to adopt an amendment to the township's employee non-union policy and benefit manuals effective immediately as filed under section 100, add a covered position, and that is going to be in the buildings, ground, and maintenance manager under the Department of Public Works. So we can update the employee handbook, that's what this is
I'll
for.
support that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right. Next on the agenda is closed session. We do not have one this time. Communication, future agenda items, reports. We have the Oakland County Sheriff's Office, July 2026, the Planning Commission, July 9th, 2026, and Open Space Advisory Committee, July 13th, 2026. Next, we have the board member comments. Trustee Hayward?
I just have one. I'm very excited that I have a meeting tomorrow with RCOC over the resolution that we passed regarding the safety at Clintonwood Park and Everest Academy. And so I'm going to be sitting down and talking with them about all the things that we presented to them. So I'm just pretty excited about that. And,
Are you
I'll
meeting
give
with
an update.
Josh?
What's that?
Are you meeting with Josh?
No. Person name, it's completely different.
Department?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, they handle the traffic safety and everything else, so.
Okay. Good, excellent.
Yep.
Nice, good. Trustee Morocco?
I just want to give everybody a little update on the DDA. I know we had a huge snag on our entranceway park that basically got set back most of the year due to the underground storage tanks not being available that are now available. We've got word from the contractor that that park is going to start moving forward. They're going to be drilling the well soon in the next week or so. And that they are under contract to have that done during the fall planting season for the best odds of the plant surviving, and that we're expecting that all to come to fruition and be done hopefully by Thanksgiving, that finally will be up and running and be a beautiful asset to the community, and clearly define that you have left Waterford and you are now in Independence Township. So I'm excited about that. It's been a couple of decades we've been working on getting that done. So it's a big relief that that's all happening, so.
Good, good. Glad to see that finally getting moved forward. I also would like to put out there that on, I believe it's September 24th,
I think it's the 23rd,
I'm sorry, 23rd, September 23rd, and October
19th.
19th, we will be holding a town hall here at 6 o'clock. The town hall style will be Q&A. There won't be any action taken, but anybody who attends will be able to rifle questions back and forth. I believe, unfortunately, as it stands right now, Trustee Tedder has had a previous business commitment, but will be joining via Teams if he can get reception on the airplane.
Well, or in the waiting to get on the airplane.
Okay, so please tell everyone, come, spread the word that this will be their chance to ask all the questions they want. Obviously, one of the hot topics right now is going to be the police millage. Understand that, we will give the data. We as a board are not allowed to take a position on one side or the other, but we will do everything we can to be fact-based and answer any questions that may pertain to that particular millage. Anybody else?
I guess just on that note, I would say that in today's package, if the residents want to go online and look it up, the Oakland County Sheriff's Department report is in of everything they've done this year. And I think that when people, I think it's important, I've shared it with people that they see what it is that we're paying for, and so that they've got as much information as possible on what the sheriffs do for us, so.
All right, with that, then I will close board member comments, and can I get a motion to adjourn, please?
Move to adjourn?
All those in
Second.
favor?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Meeting adjourned.